Dear students, in this video let us work out some problems related to final accounts of banking companies. So this is the problem. So have a look into the problem. So we have various information belongs to the profit and loss account. So with this information we have to prepare the profit and loss account of Karunya Bank Limited as on 31st/3/2020. Interest and discount, income from investment, interest on banking balance, interest on bank balance with the Reserve Bank of India, commission, exchange, brokerage, profit on sale of investment, interest on deposits, interest to RBI, payment to employees, rent, tax and lightings, printing and stationery, advertisement, depreciation, directors fees, auditors fees, law charges, then postage and telegrams, insurance, repairs and maintenance. See all these, the last few items belong to the operating expenses. So schedule number 16, then payment to the employees, and all these comes under the schedule number interest and discount, schedule number 13. Then even interest from investment and all comes there. So then commission and exchange, schedule number 14. Then profit on sale of investment, that should be considered here. So then interest on deposits and interest to Reserve Bank of India, so they are the interest expended. So then payment to employees, all this comes here. Then in addition to that we have additional information. So here interest and discount, what we have given here, 30,45,000, that is obtained after adjusting all this. So while preparing schedule number 13, what we have to do is we have to add these items so as to get the interest and discount before adjustment. So in addition to that, 20% of the profit, current year's profit, is to be transferred to statutory reserve, 5% is to be transferred to revenue reserve, and profit of the last year is given 16,000, that should be added to the current year's profit. Now let us first work out show the work for interest and discount calculation. Okay, look at here, interest and discount after adjustment is 30,45,000. For that, adjustments already made are: first one, tax provision 2,20,000, then provision for doubtful debt 1,02,000, then loss on sale of investment 12,000, then rebate on bills discounted 58,000. All these you are supposed to add up so that we get 3,92,000, and that should be added to 30,45,000 so that we get the interest and discount before adjustment. So 34,37,000 goes to schedule number 13 in the profit and loss account. See, look at here, 34,37,000 interest and discount as per the working note. But here there are some more information belongs to schedule number 13. First one is you have to deduct rebate on bills discounted 58,000, so that we get a net amount of 33,79,000. So then the income from investment 1,15,000. Then interest on balance with Reserve Bank of India 1,80,000. Then other income, so it is nil. So that we get a total of 36,74,000. Then other income, so here commission and exchange brokerage 8,20,000. Then profit on sale of investment. Interest on investment comes under schedule number 13, but profit on sale of investment 1,10,000 comes under schedule number 14, other income. So loss on sale of investment supposed to be deducted from that, so that hence we get a net amount of 98,000. So total income will be, other income will be 9,18,000. Then interest expended, so here it is given. So interest expended is interest on deposits 12,25,000, interest on balance with the Reserve Bank of India, other banks 1,61,000, then total 9,18,000. 16. Schedule number 16 deals with the operating expenses. You know what are the items comes under operating expenses. Okay, now let us discuss them one by one. The first one is payment to employees. The amount is 10,44,000. Then rent, taxes and lightings 2,10,000. Then printing and stationery 1,80,000. Next is advertisement 95,000. Next, depreciation on bank property, which is 92,000. Then the directors fees 2,20,000. Next comes is auditors fees, which is 1,20,000. Next comes is postage and telegram 70,000. Then is law charges, it is 2,30,000. Next comes is repairs and maintenance 48,000. Next comes is insurance, which is 56,000, and we get the total of 23,65,000. Listen here, dear students, all these items are there in the trial balance. Only the thing is, you should know what are the items comes under operating expenses. It is very simple. See, these are the normal common items comes for the operating expenses. So they should be directly brought into the schedule number 16, so that we get the total operating expenses. Next, to the profit and loss account. As you all know, the format is already discussed in a previous video. Profit and loss account of Caronia Bank Limited for the year ending 31st/3/2020. Okay, now the particular schedule number and amount. This is the format of the profit and loss account under vertical form. So in this, the first one is income. So under that, first one is in the form of interest earned, schedule number 13, which is 36,74,000. So this is derived from schedule number 13 working note. Next, other income, schedule number 14 working note, 9,18,000. So that we get the total income 45,92,000. So from, okay, then expenses. So these are the expenses. So schedule number 15 deals with the interest expended, 13,86,000. Next is operating expenses. Schedule number 16, 23,65,000. Next is provisions and contingencies. See, schedule number, as you all know, I think I have discussed that we have discussed that in the first video. There are 16 schedules. So 1 to 12 schedules deals with the balance sheet, and 13 to 16 the other schedules belongs to profit and loss account. In addition to that, after schedule 16, we have one more item called provision and contingency, which doesn't have any schedule. But under this, there are two items. The first one is provision for bad debt or doubtful debt. So we have that figure here, 1,02,000, and one more is provision for taxation, 2,20,000. So when you add these two, it is 3,22,000 that we have written in the outer column. So this is all about the expenditure. So find out the total. The total expenditure is 40,73,000. Now let us find out the profit or loss. So for current year's profit, so we will calculate that by deducting the current year's income total, 45,92,000, minus current year's expenditure, including provisions and contingencies, 40,73,000. So total is, so net amount is 5,19,000. Okay, then profit or loss of brought forward from the previous year, it is 16,000. So if you see the problem, it is there 16,000. So that we get a total of 5,35,000. This is the total profit is there in your hand. So 5,91,000 from the current year's profit and 16,000 from the previous year. Now we have to go for appropriation. We'll go for appropriation. First one. So as you all know, 20% supposed to be transferred to statutory reserve. So 20% to 5,19,000. See, not the total profit. So here it is the profit of the current year. You have to be very careful here. So don't take the previous year's profit while calculating the amount to be transferred to statutory reserve. So only current year's profit 5,19,000 into 20%. This is only 20% always. So amount is 1,03,800. Then 5% transfer to other reserve. It is 25,950. So total transfer to the reserve is 1,29,750. So therefore the balance carried forward to the balance sheet. So total profit of the company, the bank of including the current last year's profit, 5,35,000. From that, if you deduct these appropriations of 1,29,750, so we have a total of 4,05,250, which is carried to the balance sheet. So with this, we have finished the profit and loss account. Very simple. Remember the schedules, and you should know what are the items comes under schedule, each schedule. So once if you complete the schedule, you can easily prepare the profit and loss account. Now we'll move on to one more problem. So this is the next problem. Subscribed and paid up capital 5 lakh, reserve fund 2,50,000, loans, cash credit and overdraft 2,85,000, premises 50,000, then interest Indian government securities 4 lakh, then current deposits FDs, SB, then recurring deposits are given. They're all liabilities. Salaries, operating expenses, general expenses, operating expenses, rent, rates and taxes, operating expenses, directors fees, operating expenses, and profit and loss account of the opening beginning of the year, it is 16,000. That goes to the profit and loss account. It should be added to the current year's profit. Then interest and dividend, so of the current year, so 1,28,000. So schedule number 13. Then bills purchased and discount, advances, stock of stationery 8,000. Then similarly commission and exchange schedule number 14, then interim dividend paid 17,000, that should be deducted under the profit and loss account. Then shares, investment in shares, cash in hand with our with Reserve Bank of India, money at call and short notice, balance with other banks. Okay, these are the various information given. Now let us have the other information. Provision for bad and doubtful debt required is 3,000. Interest accrued on investment 8,000. Unexpired discount amounted rupees 2,000. Then interim dividend declared was 4,000 actual, 4% actual. Say 4% on the total capital. Total capital we have is 50 lakh. Sorry, yeah, 5 lakh. On that 4% means 20,000. So actual dividend supposed to be paid is how much? 20,000. But actual interim dividend paid is 17,000. That means 3,000 is yet to be paid. So that dividend which is not yet paid becomes a liability. Then endorsement made on behalf of the customers total to 1,15,000. Contingent liability. Rupees 10,000 were added to the premises during the current year. The depreciation on the opening balance at the rate of 5% required. Actually, we have a balance of 50,000 premises, but in that 10,000 is bought this year. So therefore we have to calculate depreciation only on the opening balance, that is 40,000. So assuming that this 10,000 worth rupees premises is purchased at the end of this year, then market value of the government security was rupees 4,20,000. So this is not going to have any impact, but in the schedule we have to show the market value of that when we write the investment in government securities. So investment in government security, actually the book value is 4 lakh. We'll write it that in the amount column 4 lakh itself, but inside the bracket, while we write the government security in a particular column, we have to show the in the bracket we have to show the market value. Only that is the adjustment for this. Then make a provision for statutory reserve. As you all know, it is 20%. So with this you have to prepare the profit and loss account and work up the necessary schedules and prepare balance sheet on the prescribed form. So schedule number 13, interest and discount. The first item is interest and discount 1,20,000. Add accrued interest on investment 8,000, so that we get a total of 1,28,000. So from this you have to deduct the unexpired discount of rupees 2,000. So therefore the net interest and discount is 1,26,000. Schedule number 14. Schedule number 14 deals with the other income. So here we have a commission and exchange. It is 8,000. So that we get a total of 8,000. That is schedule number 14, other income. Okay, schedule number 15, interest expended. So here we have interest paid on deposits is nil. So therefore interest expended is nil. Then we'll go to the last schedule, schedule number 16, operating expenses. So here the first one is salaries 28,000, general expenses 27,000, rent rates and taxes 3,000, directors fees 2,000, depreciation 2,000. Then total will get 62,000. So these are the schedules belongs to the profit and loss account. So now with this we can easily prepare the profit and loss account. So this is the format of profit and loss account. So now we'll prepare that. We'll start from schedule number 16, income. Interest earned schedule number 13. We'll start from schedule number 13, 1,26,000. Other income 14, it is 8,000. So total is 1,34,000. Then we have the expenditure under that schedule number 15 first, that is interest expended, which is nil. Operating expenses schedule number 16, total it is 62,000. So that and for that we have to add provisions and contingencies. Under that, provision for bad and doubtful debt is 3,000. Provision for taxation, it is nil. So outside we have to write 3,000. So total expenditure is 65,000. So now let us find out the profit of the current year. The current year profit is 1,34,000. This is total income minus total expenditure 65,000. So that we get a 69,000 as the current year's profit. For that, add the previous year's profit 16,000. So that we get a total of 85,000. Now we'll go to schedule fourth item, that is. So here first we have to transfer 20% of the current year's profit. So current year's profit is 69,000. So 13,800. Then transfer to other reserve. It's nil here in this problem. So therefore, and proposed dividend 4% of 5 lakh. It is 5 lakh is the share capital. Proposed dividend is 4%. Therefore, the total amount of dividend supposed to be paid is 20,000, 33,800 is the total appropriation, and therefore the remaining balance carried forward to the balance sheet is 85,000 minus 33,800, that is 51,200. So therefore the total appropriation is 85,000. So schedule number 1 capital. From here onwards we'll discuss the schedules belongs to the balance sheet. Schedule number 1 capital. So here we have only one item, subscribed capital and paid up capital, which is 5 lakh. So the total is 5 lakh. Then schedule number 2, reserves and surplus. Under this heading, reserve fund, the opening balance 2,50,000. Add current year's transfer 13,800. Total 2,63,800. Then balance of the profit and loss account 51,200. Okay, so therefore the total reserves and surplus is 3,15,000. Schedule number 3, deposit. So under this heading, current deposits is 1 lakh, FD 1,25,000, SB 50,000, and recurring deposit RD 20,000. So total amount of deposits under schedule number 3 is 2,95,000. Then schedule number 4, borrowings. So since there are no borrowings from any of the banks from inside the country and outside the country, it is nil. Schedule number 5, other liabilities and provisions. Under this heading, we have unexpired discount of rupees 2,000. That should be treated as a liability. So then unpaid dividend. So out of 5 lakh, you have to give 4% as the dividend, proposed dividend, but 17,000 is paid, so 3,000 had to be paid, and that should be treated as a liability, other liability, or we can call it as current liabilities. Now we'll move on to schedule number 6, cash balance with RBI. From here onwards, from schedule number 6 to 11, they deals with the assets. So schedule number 6, the first item is cash in hand with the Reserve Bank of India, 1,93,000. Then there are no other information, so 1,93,000 is the schedule number 6 total. Then we'll move on to schedule number 7, balance with the banks, money at call and short notice. So here we have balance with the other banks 30,000, then money at call and short notice 50,000, and therefore the total is 80,000. So next schedule number 8, investment. So here we have Indian government security investment whose market value is 4,20,000 and the book value is 4 lakh only. So we have to write only the book value. Market value is supposed to be shown in the bracket like this. Then investment in shares 50,000. Then there are no other types of investment. So hence the total of investment schedule number 8 total is 4,50,000. Okay, schedule number 9 deals with the advances. So here we have loans, cash credit and overdrafts 2,85,000, less provisions 3,000, net amount 2,82,000. So then bills purchased and discounted 46,000. So that we get a total of 3,28,000 as the schedule number 9 total. Schedule number 10, fixed assets. Under this heading we have premises 50,000 there and depreciation at the rate of 5% on the opening balance of 40,000, so which is 2,000. So net amount of premises 48,000. Listen here, there are no other fixed assets, so therefore schedule number 10 carries only 48,000 amount. Then we'll go to the last one, other assets. Under this heading we have the current assets like stock of stationery 8,000, then interest accrued on investment 8,000. So therefore the total current assets or other assets is 16,000. Number 12, the last item. So here we have endorsement on behalf of the customers 1,15,000 and there are no other adjustments here. So total contingent liability is 1,15,000. Now we can directly prepare the balance sheet. So this is the format of balance sheet. So we'll start from capital and liabilities, which for which we have the first one, schedule number 1, capital 5 lakh, reserves and surplus 3,15,000, schedule number 3, 2,95,000. Then schedule number 4, borrowings, which is nil as per the working note. Next schedule number 5, other liabilities and provisions 5,000. So only these are the schedules belongs to the liability. So 1 to 5 they will deals with a liability. So we have the total liabilities here 11,15,000. Now this total should be tallied with the total of capitals and assets. Okay, now assets means schedule number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 and 11. So this total should be equal to 11,15,000. Okay, the first item under schedule 6 is assets, is schedule number 6, which is cash and the balance with Reserve Bank of India. Here it is 1,90,000. Then we have schedule number 7, balance with the bank and money at call 80,000. investments 4,50,000, advances 3,28,000, then fixed assets 48,000, other assets 16,000. So with this we have finished all the items of assets too. So therefore we get the total of assets 11,15,000. Last item is schedule number 12. It is nothing but contingent liabilities, which is 12,000. So 12, schedule number 12, it is there just for namesake. It is not going to be counted for any of the items in the balance sheet. 1,15,000. And one more bill for collection in the format it should come here. Therefore I have written here. So this amount is nil here. If there is any item called bill for collection in the trial balance, so that should bring here under this heading. That doesn't carry any schedule, but it is there in the format. So therefore we have to write here.